open above it, then it's a sign of
It's
a
free
break.
run, huh?
Yeah. Hopefully, I mean, sometimes we get those breakouts above. I'm gonna look and see like where we're at though. No,
Yeah.
because all right. All right, let me share screen. Okay, can you see?
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, opening up above this level could indicate a potential break here. But the thing is, we're still overbought. You see this? So I don't know how far we're gonna go up before we come down. See how we kind of came above a little bit, like 444, consolidated, and then we broke back below level. The only difference here is because it's a potential open above this level on the daily. We did open here a little bit above, and then we started coming back down and pulling back, but we were reaching our high. But you can see, so remember that double bottom that I drew before this
Yes.
thing occurred? And I was looking at it just like this, but I said, and you can see the strength in the bulls because I had it, I think at like 435, right?
Yeah.
And then before we came back up to this level, but we ended up not even touching way down here. We ended up bringing that little, the you know what I mean?
Exactly, back up, yeah.
Over here in the 437 area. And that, you can see how strong that is right now. We're above 443. So if we open up above this resistance level here, it can indicate a break, right? And that's what I'm looking at. So let's take a look at it from. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mondo.
Good morning. Hey, Dad. Hey, Ruth.
All right, thank you.
And look here. Okay, so we talked about this consolidation, and remember, I'm like, yo, we're touching the ceiling too much because you continue to keep touching the ceiling over and over and over again. It's an indication for a break, right?
Yep.
So you got this pole here, right? And then now we're only on the weekly chart, but go back to, we said 454 here. There. That's your breakout level here. If we break above this flag pattern. So going above this is your 440. See, this is your 443 mark right here. Now let's look at it on the daily. That's it right there. And above it is, this is 443. I'm going to mark it here because I'm going on an hourly so I can see what's going on pre-market. We're above it. Okay. Let's take this little thing. Oh, shoot. I'm not good with this stuff, guys. Hold on. Let's take this off. All right. I just want to mark it because when we go on the daily, it'll show me exactly my markings. Okay. That's above, right? That's where we're at, kind of. You see? A little bit above it on the 1 hour. Now, can we open up and stay above this level? That's the thing. If we open up above it, it could be a potential for a break. Now let's take a look at the time frame. The only thing, I still got that Fibonacci stuff going on. The only thing is that I just want to erase this one. Hold on. The only thing is sometimes they could be fake outs. So I'm gonna the exhaustion levels on it.
And this is a good day for a fake out.
It sure is.
Oh, because you got all this catalyst coming up.
We have all this catalyst at 8:30 and 10.
It could go either way. Remember we were talking about it yesterday, that the catalyst can push it either way. So if the it probably depending on the catalyst, and this is the thing with catalyst, it's such
Yeah.
a mind game, man. Because
Yeah.
if it's a breakout, it's gonna shoot up. If it's rejection, it's gonna shoot down. So
Yeah.
either way, it's gonna shoot.
The only thing is that you notice the Bulls want it so bad that they're fighting. Oh, I have to take this call, my son.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah. Go ahead. They definitely are fighting. And look at this here. You can see this run up from this is just the hourly from when, and this was yesterday. We held on that level. No, I'm sorry, this was the last couple of days. But yesterday we held the 439 level and we ended up taking it up here because we took it to the high of 442 and we closed like around this area here. And this is all pre-market. And this was like a mini flag. So we definitely held and we took it to close to 443 like we figured yesterday because bulls were strong and then pre-market they just pushed it up. The only thing is, look how overbought we are, guys. Look at this. This is at 94. Last time this was around like 97. See, when it hit its high of 443, we was at like 97 and we stayed and consolidated, same level. We stayed and consolidated around this time and then bam, we pulled it back to the 437 again. You see, we're kind of like in that same area now, except we're around like 95, we're up here. So let's look at the 4 hour and see how far. Oh, 4 hour. Look at that pretty W. You see that? Yeesh.
So yeah, yeah. So the W indicates definitely a breakout, right? I mean, if you go above the resistance.
443 here, like opening up above it. Yeah. That's a beautiful W though. And look at it. And look at the flag. Look at the bullish flag. Look at the double bottom pattern in between. You can even see it matching here, lower, higher. This is a very pretty bullish pattern. And without any of like the drawings and the indicators and stuff like that, you can see how healthy it is. The pullback coming in, coming up like this long pole, pulling back, right? Holding this support level, coming back up to the top of the resistance, pulling back, creating a higher low. This is a low, this is a higher low, coming back on the resistance again. And remember, generally with breakouts, the principle is a few rejections, 2 to 3 rejections before breakout occurs, because patterns have to be created. And you can see with the double bottom, you got a rejection here, and then now you're coming back on it again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So you got to be careful though, because who knows?
Want a piece of the action, but exactly as you say, be careful.
Yeah, just be careful, because even though we know that this is a resistance level, we know that breakouts do occur and they generally will occur after a few rejections. Yeah. So I'm hoping we break. Look, I'm hoping we break out, because I'm ready to get to the top.
PayPal is making me mad. PayPal is definitely breaking. So
yeah, we'll look at PayPal too. Yeah, are you still in Ribbon, Londo?
I got out yesterday. It dropped to 20, the low 24s. And it hit my target. That was out. I got a 30%.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Shoot.
That was good.
And you were lucky with all those bullish signs floating around too.
Yeah, but
I'm
that
about
was
to look at it too.
Now it's going back. Now it's going back up.
Did you do an automatic stop?
I did a limit.
Or limit stop?
Oh, you were lucky.
Yeah,
good.
A limit, and I got it. Yeah, I didn't do a price. For some reason, in the new Think or Swim, you can't do a price target. Like how you change the option to sell at a certain price.
Right.
That feature is no longer available since Charles Schwab took over.
Oh,
right. So what did you just did a limit order at what, a percentage price?
Limit order at an option premium price.
At a premium price.
So yeah.
And it took you out. Wow, it took you out down here though. That's good though, at the low. Let me see where we're at now.
So I set an alert No, I didn't even set a limit. I guess I did a limit sell at a price. Yeah.
You know why? It's because
And
they're
it executed. It executed. Yeah, it executed at 24.30, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I'm looking here because remember I told you yesterday they're still very bullish, so you have to be careful. It's kind of one of those you got to get in and get out of. So this here is the low it hit yesterday because this was a low, this was a higher low. It's still consolidating in the flag, and now it's in this level here. So they, but they're freaking. I don't know. I don't like the way these patterns are. That's just a 30-minute. Let's look at the hour.
Is that ribbon? Is that ribbon?
Yeah, this is ribbon.
Yeah, I was on the 5 minute. I was watching the 5 minute.
Yeah. I think they
Yeah.
want to keep going. Yeah. Because this is the 4 hour here, and this is a little bullish, even though because I'm looking at the lower time frames and there's not really much going on here with no patterns really forming. But the only thing that I can see is they're trying to stay above 50, which does signal strength. And they're still above 50 here. And then with the 4 hour here, this is kind of like a bullish pattern, even though they're overbought. They're still creating bullish patterns all over the place. Like you can see the flag, the pole, the flag, the pole, the flag. And the fact that they keep hitting the ceiling wall and they're barely touching this support level down here is showing me that they're trying to break above. So yeah, good. At least you didn't stay in trying to, you know what I mean? Like hit the down here.
That was the mistake. That was the
You're breaking up. Say that again.
That's a quick intraday trade.
Yeah. So, and let's look at SQQQ because I want to see what's going on with them right now. Yeah, they're coming back down to the support level here, and they're below. You could see these were our marks here. This was support. It was resistance. They're back below it, coming down here. Let me see what the 4 hour. Yeah, they're coming sharp down. Do you guys see that pattern right here? It's the opposite of SPY. So remember, we've seen the pretty W here. It's the if we fall below this 18.53, that's the break in SPY. They're going to push above the 443. So it's the opposite. If they fall below, it's probably going to be a nice little drop down. And SPY is the opposite. If they push above 443, they'll have their sharp turn up. If we hold this area, then that's because SPY will be breaking. They would be rejecting 443. So you can kind of look at them to see how they're moving to help determine the direction in SPY. But right now, SPY's, even though SPY looks very strong, and I do see that they want to push, especially looking on the 4 hour chart. And if they open up above 443, but principal, we know 443 is a resistance area. So it can reject. So you can't be surprised if there is a rejection, but based on the strength, I do see that there is a possible break above that level too at the same time.
Definitely.
Okay? Yeah, and like you guys said, I think it's gonna be like catalyst that pushes it either way, you know.
Yeah, and I think you're gonna have swings in both directions because there's catalysts all throughout the day, all the way until 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Every 2 hours. I think there's gonna be a lot of swings.
And you know what's crazy? It's like they fucking do that. It's like they know exactly
on purpose.
Right?
They'd be doing that on purpose for real.
Remember, I told you guys, as an analyst, you kind of get the scoop before the catalyst comes out. We're getting the scoop now, right? Because we know 443 is a resistance area. We see the pattern that it wants to break, right? So now all we have to do is just wait for the cue. So we're not fully depending on the catalyst, but we know that the catalyst is going to be a driver, right? But either way, it's gonna go in either direction. But as an analyst, you can kind of anticipate. Like for me, I can see that there's more momentum with the bulls right now, to be honest with you. And the way, if we open up above that level, and because of the patterns that we've been creating here recently, the
Right.
bulls have a bigger shot at it. But of course, if they say something that's crazy,
Really bad. It has to be
right,
something really
it can
bad.
it can drive it in the other direction. Yeah. And this is
And
Apple.
I don't think so, Des, because I mean, if you look at it, lately, it's been kind of going in their way, like, the hopefulness about curbing the inflation. Inflation has been going down. So it's really more a signal towards the bullishness than the downside, but we'll see.
You mean like catalyst wise?
Yes.
And in technical analysis, the bulls seem to be more in control too, because they're super
Exactly.
strong.
Yeah.
Super strong. Yeah. Now with Apple, remember guys, we talked about 194.48 being a support, a resistance level for Apple.
Yes.
Crazy because we calculated it on the higher time frames. And remember the whole $20 up move? We said from the breakout of 175, and prior to that, it was like 153. We know we were playing around in that 153 area for a while. So 153 was the support before the breakout above the 175. 175 is resistance. So that was about a $20 move. So once you broke out above the resistance of now 175 became the new support, and 194 was like a close to $12, $13 move here at 194.48. So this is the resistance level on the higher time frames, which will indicate it's time to pull back, right? Yeah. So with Apple, we pull back all the way down here to support. This could be a potential reversal, but I don't know if Apple will be able to hold, because look at this high, right? This is a high. This is a lower high. Yes. This is an even lower high. So these are indicating a downtrend. But at the same time, we're at a very significant support level. So you can see that these were the line. This was a resistance, and then first support.
Isn't that a resistance to that line? Just
this one here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's resistance now because we fell through this level. So it was resistance here. This was support, but we fell through. So now
what is that number? I can't see. What's that number? That line here?
189.5.
189. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, and I'm gonna look. This don't really look like a really nice. I don't really see in SPY. It was a W.
It looks like it's curving up, but
yeah, but there's no real like shape or pattern. You know what I mean? Let's look at the 1 hour and see if they got any type of. This is
on the neutral curve.
Yeah, but the thing is, if they reject right here, they won't be able to get up above 50. So you really need this above 50.
Yeah,
which is above this level to really show any signs of real strength here. And on the daily, because they're creating, look at this, you can see they're like creating these levels here, like they're not even like here rejected. They rejected here, and now we're coming back on the 200 MA. Like we really got to get above this level, this 189.5, to show some real strength, like we want to come back up. But I'm gonna look at it on the weekly. See, look at the weekly. You see? All right, I'm going to erase all this. Okay, so like I said, in order to show some real strength, we need to really come back up. To be honest, we need to really break above this level here. Let me see what this level looks like on the daily. Okay, back up here. Yeah, we're showing a lot of like bearish movement with Apple right now. Even look at this. You see how it's pointing down? And then here, you got this candle last week. It opened up lower this week.
Yeah.
We got to push back above this by Friday in order to really show some real movement. And like I said, then I don't really see, I think Apple, it might be time for Apple to pull back here, which is good because Apple needs to freaking pull back.
Apple's been running for a while now.
Yeah, Apple needs to pull back. So I'd say a good area for Apple, if we start getting a lot of like red going on with Apple. I think it's the level, about right here. This is a good, and even you see it here, this is a nice little pullback area. This would be a nice entry for Apple once they get here, about right there. Because it's not, I was in a group yesterday and I seen a post about somebody going long right now on Apple. And I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck? You shouldn't go long on Apple right now. It's like they're at the top or whatever. So you could wait here. And even if you wait here on Apple, you're still in an uptrend with Apple. Like it's still a good movement. And then they could, of course, then you want to, of course, get out here because this is only the first rejection. So having a second rejection would definitely be likely with Apple. You might come back and pull back. And then of course, there's your next level. So you'll have a 1 rejection, 2 rejection, and then possible breakout with Apple above the 194. I don't know, but that's what
that would be nice.
That would be nice. But remember, Apple moves a little bit, ahead of a little bit ahead of SPY, and SPY is even though SPY is breaking the 443, we know once they hit that resistance, that cap at around 455, it's time, right?
Back down.
There's where a lot of pullbacks will be in the market, and that's actually a better entry to catch the 454 going to the downside.
Yes,
it is right now trying to chase it, right? Because you want to take your puts at resistance and you want to take your calls at support. So once SPY hits the 454, if you want to get in on a short position and take the ride down, for some time, it would be actually less riskier to do that. And then once it hits the bottom and it's ready to reverse, and that's when you want to take another position for the calls. But either way, I do see Apple like kind of pulling back. Like I said, it could take some, the bears come in pretty fast. So if we are pulling back and there is a lot of red with Apple, I would like for them to come back here and down to this level. I think that this is a pretty nice level here for it to pull back in. Let me see. Oh, this freaking Fibonacci thing. How in the world?
Okay. I did it yesterday. I was like, it was.
All right. So this is, let me see. Let me make sure that's like really accurate. Apple. Yeah, I think 173 is probably the okay, because I'm looking at these two. And then these two, and then here. See how this was kind of closed here, closed here. Held as a resistance here. A doji was created here, which was a continuation doji. Closed here, right on this line. So I like this line here. So 170. So this is about 173.2. All right. Which is a possible pullback for Apple. Yeah, because they're not creating any type of, I don't see any bullish patterns with them right now. All right. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if Apple's strong enough to hold it. And right, we're still under the 200 MA with them right now. So like I said, in order to really get some strength with them, we need them back above this level here. And primarily the most before Friday, we need them back above 190. Back above 190 in order to really signify real strength. So that's kind of where we're at with Apple right now. I don't see any real strength in Apple. So not like I do in SPY. All right.
Right, exactly. Trend is trying to move back down. It's just preparing for SPY to come back.
What's trying to move back down? SPY?
No, I said Apple is preparing for, remember, they always lead the way. So they're trying
for that pullback. And remember when Apple broke out, they broke out around like April, and SPY didn't break out until around June.
Exactly. SPY was down.
Yeah. So again, like they kind of I see Apple, I can see kind of like what's going on with SPY. So when SPY hits its peak, which would go after Apple, and then you'll know that a pullback is coming from
Right.
SPY, and that's kind of how they move too. And that's been like that. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I always look at Apple when we're doing our
Yes, you have.
I always look at Apple because Apple kind of, like you said, it leads the way. It shows us,
Yeah.
potential.
So
But at the same time, guys, yeah, this is a little iffy right here. This little spot here, you kind of gotta like, man, you'll know if they're gonna break out, because normally that breakout will be fast and hard. Poof, 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 poof. You'll just see highs. It's when you start to see new highs, new high, new high, new high. You
yeah,
start to see new highs. That's kind of like your cue for the
true.
breakout. But if it rejects, you'll be able to see that too.
And Apple has a habit. If it's not breaking out, it will chop, 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 and chop. So
Oh yeah, kind of like just that choppy
I hate
movement.
it for that. Yes. So who knows? Maybe that's what it might do. If it's not sure.
I want to see if 8:30, if there's gonna be any movements in the market.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
I
think
keep
so.
looking at the time. It's
Me
8:26.
too. 4 minutes away.
Yeah.
I came across this indicator called the chop zone. I'm like, do you need to have an indicator to tell you it's a chop?
You can call the chop zone for real.
Really? Does it work? Yeah, because I want to know
Yeah.
what stocks are chopping, man.
But
So I can stay the heck away.
but we could see it though. I mean, the chop is so easy to identify.
Yeah, but I don't want to be in it. I want to know beforehand it's going to
Google was
chop.
very choppy yesterday too.
Which one?
Google.
Oh, yes.
You see how they hit a low of 115.35?
Yeah, and then I wanted to get in, and by the time I looked, they were already taking off. I was so mad.
Yeah, they were going up to 1. When I looked, they were at 170, and I was like, oh, I guess.
Yeah, well, they were 116 when I was like, you know what, check it, I'm going in. And then by the time I got to look, it was 117. I'm like, I'm not getting up in the run-up.
Nice, because and look at that, you would have caught in the middle.
Exactly. See, I learned, man.
You're like, yeah, if I don't catch the entry, man, that's it.
That's right. Forget it. I'm learning more and more. Patience saves you money.
Yeah. And yeah, you're learning too. Like, it's no point in taking a position if it's not a good entry, because you either want to get at your top, you get at the highest point for puts, and you have your resistance, which is your entry level. And the same thing, your entry level would have been around down here somewhere. But once it gets above this level, it's already, you know what I mean? Because you're talking about getting to the next resistance, but you're not even trying to get the whole move. You're only trying to get some of the moves. So in order to get some of the move, it's better to start down here and take it up, even if it's, just a couple dollars. So yeah, good, smart. Because if you would have took it here, you wouldn't have really.
Yep, it would have killed my
holding it overnight and stressed out.
Yep. Oh, yep. Because that chop would have be destroying my premium.
And that too, yep. All right, but I like these Fibonacci little things here, how it's got our little markers and stuff. Because these, I didn't even this was drawn by the what's it called, the Fibonacci retracement.
Retracement, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and you can kind of see it's going through zones and stuff. This is like a cheat. This is a cheat.
Yeah, that's like taking the calculator into a arithmetic test in grade 5.
This is definitely a cheating tool. I'm gonna do it. It's fine. Do it on the daily. All right, so this is the low here, right? So let's go to, all right, let's take it to the low and then go to the highs point, like that. How do I make it bigger? Oh, maybe I need to like do it on the other side. Okay. Right here. And take it to the high. And now let's see where these zones are. Let's go to the hourly. Okay, we got 443. I cleared it. Oh, whoa, 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 this is crazy. I knew it. I told you, you will know exactly when that damn breakout occurs because you be hitting new highs. Motherfucker broke out before the market opened. All right, so 443. And the next one's 441. And then 438, which we had what, 437. And then we had 441 and we had 443. So you see, like, this is nice confirmation, but this is pretty accurate though. This Fibonacci tracer thing is pretty motherfucker.
That is gone.
That is gone. I want to see Ribbon. I want to see if they broke out with it. Hold on. And I'm
No, and then the thing is, it left Apple behind.
let's look at Apple. Well, it's kind of put Apple's they're trying to push above here. They're trying. I don't know if they're strong enough. They got to push above this level. They got to push above 189. Like, damn, but SPY strong, baby. Damn. Yeah, it's nice to see that the break is finally here.
Yeah, right.
But again,
And
guys,
Tesla started to run too. Tesla having a $5 run.
Yes.
I had a feeling that the catalyst was gonna bring it, was gonna like drive it. Yeah. They're back above this level here. They fell below it.
I hope no one had any puts in there. So it means that CPI, let me see what.
Yeah, Tesla's coming back up. This is the resistance for Tesla. Yeah, look at this W here. And it's in your 4 hour is going to be like your most dominant pattern that you want to see for the potential day. This is a W. See this? And this is how you know Tesla's strong. It reminds me of SPY because this is your pole here. This is your low, and damn, this is not even, that's a lower, like this is low, but this is higher low, but you could see the strength, right? You can see the strength because if they're holding this, they're gonna come back up. This is when we was up here. Let's move this because we had created this resistance when we were at the top, but this is the resistance again for them. So if they come back on this level up here on this level here, this would be the next rejection. But you can see this W being created. So remember with SPY, and we did this right before this freaking shit happened, but remember the W we was drawing, and this is what I was just about to show you in Tesla, because we're down here with Tesla. But once Tesla gets here, you'll see you could kind of see how it's the same pattern, how it had that pole, created that W, and then it hasn't broke out yet because it's here, but this is what SPY is doing. This is the pattern I'm looking at. Oh shit, the W, right? Rejection, rejection. And after a few rejections, breakout. This is definitely a breakout because it's hitting new highs. So the last high was 444. Even though the resistance was at 443, when you see a new high, that's your sign that you're breaking out. Okay. So my resistance is at 443, but I know the last high was at 444. But if I'm see 445, 446, you're seeing new highs. New highs is an indication of a breakout.
CPI was forecasted, well, last month it was forecasted to go, it was forecasted, the previous was 0.4%, and they had forecasted 3 and it came in at 2. So that was very positive market.
Yeah, which pushed it. Now.
Are you happy, Dennis? You sighed. You're like, oh.
Yeah, because I'm ready for them to get to the top already. And they're up here now. Let's go in the week. I like this thing here. Now let's do this though. Let's take it out. I'm gonna play around with it too. And let's go back to the daily, and I'm gonna do it on the new high. Oh, shoot, I am undone. All right, so this was the low. Oh, I gotta do it on the 4 hour because I can't see. Okay. All right, so this is the low. And then the new high. I don't know, did I do something wrong? Hold on, let's do it again. Let's do the low actually here now at 437.
Take the pencil to the top, to the point of the high.
Okay, so this was the 437, right? So this is the new low.
Get all the way to the top of the candle, to the point,
No,
to the
It
tip of the
won't
candle.
let me. Look, I'm trying, see?
It won't allow you to take the pencil over to the right now.
Oh, the right. Like this?
Yeah, to the tip of the new high,
Right
straight to
there?
the candle.
Oh, like that?
Uh-huh. Does it? And then click it. Double click it also.
Right there?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
still
wow.
same levels, but you know what? This is now new support. It won't give me any resistance. I'm trying to see if it will because I guess that's one big move. So I was trying to see if it would be like in the middle, like bring it up here and stuff, but no,
No, it's just a retracement. That's what it doesn't give you like a
like a new
forward,
level or anything.
like, forward looking. It just gives you the retracement level.
Okay, so let's all right. So this is the new level to come back and test the 443. All right, 443 is the new test. This is the breakout here. All right, back to 438, 440. It was like 437, 441. It's what we had before. But I mean, it's pretty much close enough. And this is 443. So this is your retest level. Okay, so let's go back to the hourly. Yeah, they're gonna come back down and test. They're really, really overbought. But I wonder if they're gonna how far they're gonna go before they come back down and test.
Very interesting.
Yeah, definitely let it run and then see what's gonna
Wait a
do.
minute, it's 8:38. It's 8:38. What happened? Oh, that's why they have that big spike.
Yeah.
Yeah, CPI came in.
I missed that. How did I miss that?
Yeah. What?
CPI came in better than
The
expected.
whole report and
CPI was
everything.
I kept
CPI
looking
was
at the time.
forecast. Yeah, CPI was forecast at 3 and it came in at 2.
Oh my God, they had 446. Are you serious? Well, please go to 454 today so I could get my puts.
Let's yeah, put your marker. Make sure you set your what's it called? The alert.
Yes, definitely. What 446? But you know what's gonna happen? They do this nonsense, and just at 9:30, it comes crashing back down.
Probably some push and pull.
Yeah.
Here, because
And
right
it will
now
go up again for the fake out. I don't know if it's deliberate or what, but because everybody's hype to get in, and then as soon as the,
I think, yeah, but I think this is a real breakout though, because that's a lot. Like opening up above this level way up here. If they do come back down, it would probably come back down to test 443 again at
to
support
fake us
and then
out
keep running.
or to fake us.
No, what I'm saying, like even if they do fall
Mhm.
anytime throughout the day, I don't think they're gonna fall below this level.
Okay.
If
And
anything, they'll
what
probably,
level is that? The 443 you mean?
yeah, the 443.
Yeah,
I think the level will hold as support.
Yeah.
If they do come back down and they come to the 443, your
Mhm.
443 would be your cause entry now, because that was, remember, that was the resistance entry because it was
Yes.
your rejection area. Even if they do fall, I don't think they're gonna fall below 443. I think it was a real breakout.
Right.
But like you said, you could come in, reach your high, come back down before you come back up.
Yeah.
But if they come back and test this area, if they do fall, I don't think they'll fall below the 443.
Yeah, me neither. I really don't think so. But
But will they hit 454 today? I don't know.
I doubt. I mean,
I
I
don't know.
doubt it. It's
It's
not
like,
impossible for them to go to 449. I think
well,
449 is possible, but
let's see what our next okay, even though we got the target up here, let's see what our next resistance level is. So okay, let's recalculate these levels because now we're gonna have to. Okay, so we know that this is now 443 is now the new support. Okay, so
right.
let's calculate the in between in the middle.
Yeah. Right.
449.
Oh,
Go Ruth, go Ruth.
I know, right now.
It's organic, yo. Like it literally becomes so freaking natural. Like,
Desiree has me thinking like her.
Ruth is like Neo in the Matrix.
No, I got to watch it.
It's too funny. Yeah, because I'm going to show you why 449 is good too. Not just because Ruth Ann said it, but
Oh no.
all right. So you got the close, a close here a little bit below, but as you can see, it's kind of like right on top of it here. Resistance, resistance. You got the tip that touched here. You got a close here, right? And then a little bit above it, but you opened up above it the next day. So you have a lot of movement around this 449 area. So this is the next stop. So what I would not be surprised what happens possibly is if they do come here to the 449, then take it back to 443, 49, a little bit of push and pull before they take it up to the next level.
Okay.
So yeah, so 449 is your next place that we're probably going to stop at. And let's see where we are at, how far we are. Yeah, we're coming up on it. Well, now we're only at 446 now, but you see, we still got a little bit more room to run here. We'll be completely exhausted once we get here. So this is
exactly
a potential entry right here for, like a short term position here. Yeah. Potential position right there between 440. If once it hits up here to 449, back to 443. See 40, 43, 44, 40, hold on, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47.
And that's
$6.
That's still
But the
still
thing
good.
is, there's nothing else for me to like track. Because look, all of this is clear. You can't even track with the white noise. No, look.
Exactly.
There's no way, and this is the 4 hour. Even the freaking daily, nothing. Yeah. So this was, I had to go back to the weekly in order to track, you know what I mean? Like the next level. Here to here. And these are weekly candles. Yeah, this is all like the movement I got. I don't really have anything in between right now. So 433 to about 439 and then 439. Yeah, so I think we're probably going to possibly get some big moves here with SPY before this downfall. But that's how breakouts are. Like, let's take a look at the breakouts on the big candles. Like, see this breakout right here? It's a big candle right here. That's a breakout. Let's look at and that's what's happening right now with SPY. We're breaking out on the daily. let's look at the breakout candles on Apple Monthly. See the breakout candles? This was the 175 area was the breakout. What was the 170 here? All right, see that big candle? That's a big candle for a breakout. Let's look at Tesla's breakouts. Breakout candle, see, oh, there,
Okay.
you see how we were kind of well, I mean, Tesla always moves pretty big. This was
Yeah.
a 90 candle, but even this candle is a breakout candle. Breakout candle, see?
Hmm. Hmm.
So breakout candles are pretty big. And right now in SPY, we're breaking out on the daily.
Yeah, and Tesla is running.
Yeah, it's a lot of bullish, movement in the markets right now, but we just got to be careful because yeah, they are right. We're coming up on let's get see where the top was. Yeah, they're breaking out too of this resistance level. Let's look at them on the daily. Yep, that's the W pattern. Their high was 372.
That's where where's that play you promised us?
They're at the next. This is the next. This was the previous high. What'd you say?
I said, where's that play you promised us? Milton, didn't she Londell, didn't Greg promise us a play?
I think she did.
I'm waiting for it.
But she only does, is it puts? You only do puts, right? Or
me?
calls?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, no,
Calls?
I normally do calls. I almost took
That's okay.
I almost took the 430, guys, but I kind of chickened out. I kind of wish I would have took it. Remember?
Exactly. Yes. Yes, I remember.
And I was plotting on it and I almost did it, but I was like, it looked real bearish to me and I was a little confused.
Yep.
I was like, I don't know, we might pull back. That was one position I almost took, but I'm waiting now for SPY to get to the high. But remember, guys, I don't want y'all following my plays. Okay.
Yeah, we should. Why not? We could take a play together. That would be good.
I guess you're right. I mean, it is just us. So yeah, so when we get to the 454, that's what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah,
Taking,
'cause,
I
I
might
mean-
take a couple plays.
Yeah.
Well, I might take a couple plays,
Mhm.
which if I take SPY, I may take QQQQ too. So those are two ETFs that kind of follow each other. And
Yeah.
a lot of times once SPY gets at the top, it's the reason why the fall is because a lot of stocks with them will probably fall too.
Yes.
So you can actually take SPY as like your indicator, right? And say, okay, SPY is at the top now, and then you can take other stocks, and because they're all going to come down together.
Yeah, because some of the other stocks might be cheaper. SPY is a bit expensive, so.
Yeah, and you know what? My play was at 430, but I'm not gonna lie, guys, I chickened out at 430, but I was really, really contemplating on taking that 430 call. Like, do you guys? I mean, that play at 430. Do you guys remember when it got there? And I was like,
Yeah.
we look real bearish.
Yes, I know. Well, actually, because a few times you had said that you were going to take, at certain levels of SPY, and then, but SPY was on that bearish lookout, and I don't think you did, but then SPY did break out, and if you had taken it, but based on the length of time you were going out,
even at 435,
you would have scored high. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but right now, I didn't want to chase it. So I think 454, that's why I'm plotting on 454 for puts right now.
Yeah.
So 454 for puts. And also even with SPY, a lot of the reason too is because I know that SPY is going to at some point come down and retest 417, because 417 was the breakout area. So if we can get to 454 first and it come down and retest, that would be the best way to go. So taking it from 454 and taking it down. Now we don't have to take it all the way down to 417, but we know at some point 417 will be retested. So for me, I was like, I don't know if we're going to have a breakout above the 443 before we come back down and test 417, or if that's going to be our actual rejection point, and then we'll come back down and test it. Are we going to break above and take it to 454? So now I know that it looks like we want to take it to 454. So now that it's going to take it to 454, that would be a good play for it. Puts, it's less risky because we know once it gets to that high, it's kind of like completely exhausted. So you can take it from 454. You could take it from 454 to 443, or you could take it from 454, you know, sell out a lot at 443, but then hold a couple and then allow it to keep going down even more. So there's a lot of different ways that you can play it once it hits the 454, but you're more likely to take it down. Now, once you get out all of your positions in your puts play, you can just wait for it to come back down. And then once it gets closer to like your 420 area, somewhere around there, then that would be your next position. So instead of catching it in the middle, you're catching it at the top, and then you're going to catch it at the bottom. Doesn't matter how long you want to hold it, but if you can get those two areas, you're more likely to have your bigger moves.
Yeah, sure.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
All right. So it's like all about patience, and 430 was a good area too. I'm not gonna lie, but what I was thinking is I didn't know if it was gonna reject any time around that area and take it back to 417, or even if it was gonna push past 443, or was we gonna have a big rejection at 443? Because remember, guys, we were having a bunch of rejections around this area. So I'm like, okay, 443 could if we do like break pattern here on this flag, we can take it back down and test the oh, this is QQQ, but it looks the same. All right, so even if we don't break above this 443 level here and say we kind of fell pattern, we could take it back down here. And we were here at 430. And this would have been a good entry to take back up, even, you know what I mean, like back to 440. But I wasn't so sure we were going to be able to hold this pattern because I knew this area needed to be retested. And at some point, I do feel like it'll be retested. And even if it doesn't come all the way down here, at least close into this area here, it'll come back down at some point. But I think it's not going to do that until it hits its high up here. And then that's when you're going to see a lot of red in the market. That's what I feel right now. Because you see here, let's look at some other patterns here. Just to kind of like look at it. So you see like a run, right? You see your little bullish pattern come in, then you had your pullback. This was your high. This is when you had a really big pullback. So this is like a nice little pullback here. So this was all just craziness, right? We just went crazy for a long time. But even this pullback here at 414, that's healthy from the previous run, right? Because you have this pull here, you have this consolidation, you had this breakout, you had a minor pullback, and then you had here. So even if it would have came here and just stopped, that's healthy. But what happened was we came up, rejected, and went down even further, right? So think about it here. If we got this nice little pull, we have this consolidation, right? We break above this level. We have all of these highs. We hit back. We come back and test. That would be a nice level. But actually, you know what? Let's take a look at this here because this is high. Let's see. We break it all the way up here.
It can't seem to get past the 446 right now.
The ATR, what could you tell the ATR on is it $3?
I'm sorry, the ATR and what?
On SPY.
Isn't it like 6 something?
Oh, $6. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it used to be
I thought it was-
681. I don't know if it's.
This would be the level. Now the retest level is here. let's say, now let's say about here. There. Okay. So look at this run up here, breaking it back down here. Then you kind of break above and then you come back down here. So you see how this area kind of was some consolidation a little bit here. The last time it rejected, I mean, it fell all the way back down, but even once you hit 454, this was 1, 2, 3. Even if you can get like a good 4 weeks here, back down to 420, this is actually a good little move. This here would be about your midway point, I'd say. Okay. All right. So this would be 454. This would be your resistance, right? This would be your entry. This would be your first target, and then this would be your second target. So you could take entry here, and you can, you know, depending on how many contracts, you could sell, say 90% here, and then you can hold and take your last contract to here. And that would be from 454 all the way down to 420. And remember, the bears, they move a little quicker. So if we reject here, more than likely, we are taking it at least here. And if we don't hold and we fall, then this would be the next level, which would make sense because now it's a retest of the breakout. So that's the strategy for your play up here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Then once you come back down to here, you could just go in the opposite direction.
Hmm.
And then take it back up. And you could take this one here, up here, and say you take 5 contracts. You can sell 4 up here, and then you can take your last one and let it run.
True.
Or you can just get out because it's only your first protection here until you get here. It just depends. That's why you track the market daily.
Yeah.
Your swings. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you still want to you still want to look for signs that it wants to keep going. But the reason why you shave off when you're swinging is because you're investing too much. So you want to take this target to this target and sell most of your positions, and that's your house money, and then allowing the other one to run to retest. Or you could just sell out. It just depends on if we're creating reversals here and you know we're going to take it back up here, then you don't want to hold it. But at least you know here, this is the area that's likely to reject. Here, reject, reject here. It rejected here. And you know, once we get up here, this one is going to be like super, super exhausted. Daily will be super, super exhausted. We're coming here. 4 hour would be super, super exhausted. So you got all of your indicators showing you exhausting. You got a strong resistance at the higher time frames. So the thing is, it's just more likely that it would reject here. Once you hit it at the highest, that you have more probability that your play is going to go the way you want it to go. When you take a position, say at like around here, yeah, it's very likely that your patterns are going to play out the way it is. But we know that the rejection could possibly happen. And at this point, we're kind of chasing the trend. You see?
Yeah.
We're kind of chasing it at this point. I mean, unless you're taking short swings, I mean, you could take short swings for a couple of days. People
Yeah,
often-
like
right?
scalping.
Right. But for me, I would rather just take it at the high and then use the weekly for my support and resistance here instead of taking it in the middle, right? So take it here, here. This is actually 430 was a good place too, though, because you're taking it from
Yes.
430 up to 440. It would have only been good for 443 though. 430 to 443 because this is the flag here, right?
That's a big
But-
move for SPY.
What here? 440.
I mean, that's a $13 move from
Yeah, it's a 13
442.
because you're trading in between the flags. You're
Right.
trading in between the flags. But if you allow it to break out, you know you're exhausted here. This is the first time it's coming back on the resistance. So the fact that it's coming back up here now is your first rejection. So it's likely to reject. Boom, bam, back down. And then, yeah.
Yeah, my strategy is to I do swing plays, but I only hold it for 2 days. I do it 2 weeks out in terms of the strike, the expiration,
Mhm.
2 weeks at a minimum, maybe 3, and then I don't hold it for more than 2 days.
Yeah, that's me. Even if I go 4 weeks out, if I can cash out today, I'm cashing out.
And that's the good strategy from taking it like to the bottom to the top. When you're going out, like, well, I don't know, because it could take. You said like 2 or 3 days. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay, so you like to do 2-day moves, 2, 3-day moves. And that's what I'm saying. Like, even if you take
Yeah,
it from 430 to 443, that was 1, 2, 3, 4. That's
Yeah.
like a 6-day move, though.
No, I do a 2-day move for the ATR price, for the ATR amount, and I'm out.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. So if it's like a $6 ATR, then you hold it for 2 days in order for it to make that move, that $6 move or whatever it is.
Correct. Yeah. Small base hits.
So for me, once I get up here, I'm gonna go out probably, I'm gonna look at going out around like 8 months or so.
Yeah.
Yep. And then take it first down here to the first level. And just depending on where we're at in the market, if I even hold the rest of mine to come down to the bottom, because you want to sell majority of your contracts at your first.
Let me ask you a question. When you take it out that long, does the chop affect?
No, because it actually helps you with the theta. So the longer you go out, the more quality your contract, so it doesn't eat at it so fast, because theta will eat you alive. So the less time you take when you're holding it, generally the higher the theta is. So after like 8 months or so, theta, it kind of like doesn't even matter. Theta is like almost non-existent. So even if you go out 2 weeks and you're holding it for 3 days, make sure you're paying attention to theta. Because if theta is really high, you'll be losing a lot overnight, which is like killing your contract, like the value of your contract. So just
And the delta, the delta on those, does the delta makes, what's the delta like on those 8 months or 7 months?
So the delta, actually, the higher you go out, the good, I mean, it depends on if you're going, you know, how far in the money you're going. So for me, I'm always looking at trying to get above 40 cents for delta. So you can have like whatever goal you want, because with delta, it just depends on where you're going. Like, are you going closer out the money? Are you going closer in the money? So if you have a specific, like in mind, like for me, I try to stay 40 cents and above. Like, so anywhere between 46 and 50 cents is good for me, but that's closer to like either at the money or in the money. But if you start going further out of the money, it could, you know, change. So it just depends on the contract that you choose. So anytime you hold like overnight and you're swinging for say 3 days, 2-3 days, for you, you really have to pay attention to your theta. So how much are you losing per day on that contract now with your theta if you're only going 2 weeks out? Because the less time you take, so when you don't pay for time, it's a lot of times you have high theta. So for me, going out 6 to 8 months is just going to like it's going to give me a more quality contract. So if I'm holding for a couple weeks, I'm not, in my mind, I'm not worried about my contract being eaten by theta every day. Does that make sense?
Could you repeat that, Desiree?
It does.
So the higher you go out, like the more longer you go out,
Right.
again, time is money, guys. So the more longer you go out, the less your contract is being eaten up by theta.
Oh, yes, yes,
right?
yes.
So remember, every time you hold your contract overnight, you have to pay, which
Yes.
is pretty much you're like paying to keep it overnight. So
Yep.
if your theta is really high, so say like your theta is 30 cents, right? And you're only holding a contract for 2 days, you already lost 60 cents because
Right.
you're paying for holding your contract, right?
Yes.
And the less time you go out, so say if you're only going out 2 weeks, more than likely your theta is really high. Okay. So just make sure you're always paying attention to that, because
Oh, I
every
do.
night, yeah, every night that you hold, you're paying. And if your stock is not moving enough in that day or those 2 days, you could either break even if it does move up because you had to pay
Yes.
for theta, or if it didn't move as fast as you wanted to move, you'll be in the negative because you had to pay out for that
Yeah,
contract.
that's so true. I learned that too. Yes.
Yeah. So 8 months, will I hold it 8 months? Absolutely not. No, because you can hold for 1 month and it could go from here to here in 2 weeks. Okay. It doesn't matter. When target is hit, then that's when you sell out. But a lot of times just going further out, it's just, you know what I mean? Like you're getting a quality contract when it comes to your Greeks. And also you're getting enough time to allow your pattern to play out.
That's true. But you know, the thing is, Desiree, because a lot of times, like sometimes I want to go out for your 8 months, but the price.
Yeah, the prices
So
are pretty
much.
high when you go out a while. Like you're gonna
Yeah,
pay like 1,000,
that's
a little bit
correct.
or more, for time. And that's the thing about going out. But it's the best thing to do because one, it's not as volatile versus like if you're day trading, right? There is a lot of volatility with the day trading. There's a lot of volatility, even like with just holding for a couple days, because you don't have a lot of time and the stocks move very fast, right? So what do they call it? What is that called? Where it moves up and down, up and down, up and down, and it kills like the quality of the contract because of the volatility. What do they call it? It's volatility, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's like the volatility of it. The contract is volatile.
Yeah, it's very volatile. So like the value of the contract decreases as it's like they have it on the options chain. I forgot what it's called. Oh God, I gotta look at it again. But yeah, the volatility of the contract, it's really volatile. When you go out 1 week, 2 weeks, like it kills the quality of the contract quick. But when you start going further out, it's not
It's the implied
The IV,
volatility.
the IV, yeah, the
The
IV
implied,
implied
the implied
volatility.
volatility. Yeah. So when you start going further out, like you don't really suffer with the implied volatility like you would on like weekly or like, contracts or daily contracts. Like if you're getting it for that week or you're going out 2 weeks, like that implied volatility is very crazy. But the further you go out, it's not as.
But it makes sense. I mean, like that's really what you pay to add time to your life.
Say that again.
I say, wouldn't you pay a lot to add time to your life?
Yeah. Or like, I mean, if you're, and even like what you put in your body, you know what I mean? Like, would you pay for cheap stuff in order for you just to have that temporary fix, or would you pay a little bit more for healthy food and like you said,
Correct,
it's
yes.
more quality? So it's all about like quality, right? and that's why, like, even I know a lot of swing traders, they trade a lot more than I do, and they do it all the time. But for me, like, I have to be very, very strategic with my entry and exit points when I do take positions, because it costs a lot. And it's just easier for me. I like it better in swing positions, taking it at the highest and taking it at the lowest. One, it's less riskier. Two, you're paying a little bit more because you're going further out, because you're taking everything into consideration. You're taking the theta, you're taking the time that you need for the pattern to play out. You're taking into consideration how much it costs, and then you're taking into consideration where your targets are going to be. Like, it's just so much consideration that you have to take when you take a position, because you're investing, you know, quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with swing trading and day trading, that's all good too. You know what I mean? You just have to be very disciplined with your plays. That's like, you know, with you, Londell, you getting out yesterday was like a very disciplined
Good.
move.
Yes.
Because you knew you got in at the top. You know what your strategy is. You're only holding for a day or two. You know you're not holding for a long time. It hit your target and you got out. And that's how you're supposed to. If that's your strategy, you need to stick to that strategy. Yeah, it's more volatile. Yeah, you have to be more disciplined. Yes, you need to make sure that you follow your plan of action, but it's not how you trade. It's following your strategy is what's important. If you're gonna swing trade only for a couple days, you need to have a strategy in place and you have to follow that strategy. Same thing with your day trading. If you're going to day trade, I know many scalpers who make 3,000 to 5,000 a day. Okay. So if you're going to scalp, you have to follow your strategy. So if your strategy is to get your position between 9:30 and 10, because that's the most time that it's volatile, you have to go in for the couple minutes that you plan on going in and get right back out. You can't stay in there hoping that you're going to get more. You can't do that. You gotta follow your strategy. And as long as you're disciplined with your strategy, it doesn't matter how you trade. It's just about following the plan. So yeah.
The most important lesson. Discipline.
Following the plan. Yes. So yes, guys. So I am looking at a position up here, because once it gets at its highest peak, it's most likely to reject. Okay. And it will cost a little bit. It will cost a little bit.
But you know what? SPX would SPX and SPY normally move together, and
They
SPX, the gains are so much greater too.
It's just, but they're so much more volatile. You got to be
They
careful.
are. It's $62 movement.
Yeah, I don't like trading those type of.
Really, I love it.
Too much for me, and that's good. But see, you're a day trader. Imagine, you know, trying to spend that much going out far. And
Oh no.
Exactly. Like, and you like the volatility of SPX, so that's good too. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So that works good for your brain. I think that you would be a good scalper, Ruthann. Like,
yes. Oh, that you got that right. Because I don't like to stay in long, even if I go way out, but I get impatient. So.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you would be, and it all depends on your personality. It all
Yes.
depends on your personality. So I think, and remember, Chris is a scalper, right? And Chris
Exactly.
is very
Yes.
successful. He's very successful. Another trader that I started trading with, his name is oh, I don't know if I should give him. Anyway, he's a good trader. I'm not going to give him his name, but he makes $2,000 to $3,000 a day now, sometimes $5,000 a day, and he's a scalper. That's all he does.
Yep.
He don't swing trade. He don't do anything, and he follows a specific strategy.
I was about to say that's why I'm building my strategy now. Yeah, for
every
scalping.
single
Yes.
day, right?
Yeah.
Also, my mentor, you know, he's
Right.
he's a millionaire right now, but he's a swing trader. Don't get him scalping. He will lose his freaking mind. Because he can't handle it. The way his mind works, he just can't handle it.
Oh
Like,
wow.
he would lose all his money. He would freaking go crazy. But
Yeah.
he's a good swing trader because he's good at, like, you know, with the research. He's good at being patient. He knows how to shave off. He waits for his targets to come to him before he enters. It's just his personality. And actually, I see you going in that direction, Londell. Like, as a swing trader, I think that you'd be a great swing trader. Yeah, I mean, you
that's my Wednesday morning motivation. Thank you, Dad.
For me, because of my personality, I like variety.
Yeah,
So I would be both, but mostly a scalper, but
yeah,
I would choose some really good setups to swing. And
yeah,
then, but with the swinging, I have to be scalping too. So
yeah. And that's just like, that's your personality. What used to kind of like annoy me with my team when I first
Mhm.
started like trading and everything, they would go back and forth about whose strategy was better. And I'm like, what in the
It don't
hell?
matter.
I swear to God, they would talk about how, you know what I mean? Like, the way that the swing trader was swinging wasn't like all that great compared to the one that was like scalping. And it was like, I don't know how
Oh
to get
crap.
that line. I'm like,
They
what?
all work.
They all work.
It's
It
your
just depends
setup.
on your personality. It depends on you. It depends on your
Yes,
consistency. It depends on your discipline. Depends on your strategy. It,
exactly.
depends on your personal research. Like, it's not that, like, I've seen different traders with different styles
Yes.
be successful. But the one thing that I've seen that made it consistent is that each one of those traders that have different styles, they stayed the course with what
They were
they knew.
consistent. Yeah.
Yeah, so the swing trader didn't do a lot of day trading, and the day trader generally didn't do a lot of swing trading. They was either doing one or the other,
Or the other.
and they mastered it to perfection. And that's my experience and what I've seen. And I used to be a day trader all the time. Like, I know since we've been doing the show, y'all haven't seen me in the day trading world like I used to be. I was a heavy day trader, heavy day trader. But I had to master that area and then move into the swing trading area.
Okay.
So, and when I first started swing trading, I was just swinging everything, right? So, and everything didn't go my way. So now, like, it's got to be very strategic for me.
I
Okay.
totally get that. Guess
And
what, Desiree?
yes.
No, I just said, guess what?
What?
It's 9:17.
Oh, again, we're taking it. But you know what? This is our life, guys. So yeah,
Yeah, but
we'll
no,
kind of
no,
keep
this is
it.
great. But I just thought you'd be surprised that it just went so quickly. Now the time is going so quick.
It did go fast. But yeah, but it's a lot for us to take in too and to think about.
Yeah.
And also it helps motivate you guys to stay on track with what you're doing right now. If that's what you want to do, Londell, your 2 to 3 days, make sure that the way that you're purchasing contracts aligns with it as well. And everything matches up. And the same thing with Ruth Ann is just finding what you want to do and staying consistent with it. Because once you master those areas and you start to perfect it, you'll see a lot of growth. Okay, because
That's
it's all
true.
about
So
mastering yourself.
my goal today is I'm gonna put a put at 448.55, 448.50. Right. I know the target is 449, but I don't want to. I'll try to just do a few
Our
cents
first buy.
shy of
Yeah.
shy of the target, and
Okay.
bring it back down to about 454. I mean, sorry, 444.
443.
Nah,
444
Yeah,
because
444.
444 was
Okay.
the last high. Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out of 440. I know it may go to 443, but I'm getting out of 444.
Yeah, that's like me, Londell. I always try to get of a
Yeah,
dollar before the expected, just
exactly.
to be sure. The
Yeah.
That's
spike can
nice.
reverse on a moment's notice. That's why.
Mhm.
That's nice. And I like that because if you purchase out a couple weeks, that target could hit in 1 day or it could hit in 2 days.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's not a bad target. So from 449, and you can see here, you're not trying to get like to hold it 2 or 3 days from here to here. That's
Mhm.
not bad. But imagine if you're trying to get it from all the way at the top and then all the way
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
No,
Too
Right?
much
no.
risk involved. It's too risky.
Yeah.
Minimize the risk.
Well, what I'm saying is like if you're taking it from a higher target down to a lower one, you have to make sure you have the time to do it.
Yes,
You
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
gotta have the time to do it because you can't you can't that those
Oh,
targets
yeah. I see
are not
what
gonna
you
hit
said.
in 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
But for like a target like this, back down to the bottom, yeah, you could
8
get that.
months.
Yeah. And remember, the bears move a lot faster too.
Yes,
And
yes.
this one was pretty quick up there. But yeah, I think that that's a good strategy. And as long as you have a strategy, as long as you have a plan, that's what matters. So for me, my plan is once I take it to the top, I'm going to take it to the first target, sell most of my position, and either depending on, because we track it every day, we track the markets every day. So depending on where we're at in the second target, if we want to turn and take it back up to the resistance, then of course I'm going to get out. But if it looks like we want to keep going, keep my contract in. And if it gets down all the way to the level where we can retest around like the 420 area, then that would be a good time to now go back in the other direction. But you want to take the highest and then purchase at the highest, and then also wait for it to get back down to the lowest and then purchase there. It just all depends on how you're trading, right?
Yes.
Because the highest and the lowest could mean anything depending on how you're trading. If you're only trading, if you're doing small swings, it would have been the bottom of the flag at around like 430 to the top of the flag around like 443. So that's more of a short swing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, you guys enjoy your day. I gotta run.
you
You
too.
too,
All right,
So
guys.
take care.
Yeah, you have
All
a good
right.
morning.
Bye, Desiree.
You
All
too.
right, bye.
Okay.